Nancy Pelosi loses it after Wolf Blitzer questions her ability to produce a stimulus package. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I really appreciate it if you subscribe, you click the bell, you share this video, and you leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, consider following me on my Twitter page, Jordan Show, as well. In addition, I am selling merchandise, hoodie. You know, winter's around the corner, baby. You know, none of us got that little honey bunny inside to cuddle up, so why won't you just cuddle up with a nice and warm hoodie that'll keep you warm in the snow and the winter south and everything. Different colors and different sizes, so make sure you copy you a hoodie. All right, watch this clip. I'm going to come back with some more.
We're going to get a deal, and when we do, it will be retroactive. It will be retroactive.
Here's what you wrote in a letter to House Democrats, Madam Speaker, and I ask these questions only, as you know, so many millions of Americans are suffering
well, you
right
quote
now.
Two people who know nothing about the agreement.
Well,
or not, there is no agreement, but what the suggestions are, as if there's some authority on the subject. Please give equal weight to to all of the chairmen on the committee who have written this bill.
But so many of your fellow Democrats in the House, they want a deal right now.
No, that isn't.
The problem solvers, they all want a deal right now.
Yeah.
And here's what they're complaining about, because you wrote a letter to House Democrats and you said this. Let me read a line from the letter you wrote. The president only wants his name on a check to go out before Election Day and for the market to go up. Is that what this is all about? Not allow the president to take credit if there's a deal that will help millions of Americans right now?
He's not that important. But let me say this. With all due respect, and you know we've known each other a long time, you really don't know what you're talking about. If the plural of anecdote is not data. Yes, there's some people who said this or that. Overwhelmingly, my caucus wants what is right for the American people. Overwhelmingly, our chairman who wrote the bill, read their statements. They all put out their own statements when they saw what the White House was proposing. So do a service to the issue and have some level of respect for the people who have worked on these issues, written the bill to begin with. Now, let me just say this in terms of the numbers. I want people to do the math. We had 3.4, which would meet the needs of the American people for a sustained period of time, so that there was some certainty in what would happen. The Republicans said no, well, so we took it down $1 trillion by cutting the time. We took it down another $200 billion. So we're now $200 billion down. We came down to 2.2. At the same time, since tomorrow will be 5, at the same time, because there was no resolution, Mitch McConnell said, let's pause. The virus didn't pause, and now we're at a place where we need more money. We need more money for PPP, for our small businesses. We need more money for our airlines. We need more money for our schools. So we have absorbed nearly $500 billion more of expenses still within the 2.2.
I understand all of that, and I have only the greatest respect for you.
So do the math.
Madam Speaker, I have only the greatest respect for you.
$1.6 trillion.
$1.8 trillion. $1.8 trillion is a lot of money. The American people need that money ASAP because they're suffering right now. And I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying...
And you don't care how it's spent.
I care, of course, how it's spent. But what I don't understand is why not talk to the president personally, call him up and say, Mr. President, let's get a deal tomorrow.
Look, let me say this. The president has sent Mr. Mnuchin to negotiate. That's what we've done with other presidents. This isn't unusual. With President Bush, we did this quite a bit because that's how you negotiate. And then you take it to the president. Mr. Mnuchin, I think he has integrity representing his position. May I finish, please? But he has integrity representing his position, but his position has no integrity. They do not share our values. Have a little respect for the fact that we know something about these subjects. And there's a big difference between Democrats and Republicans in whether they want to give a big tax cut to the wealthiest people in the country in their bill, in the CARES Act. We tried to take it out in this bill. Instead, they took out earned income tax credit, child tax credit, expanded health benefits to UI benefits to the extent that it was agreed to before.
All right.
So this is, I have every confidence in what and the arguments that we make because it's based on science and documentation. Our chairs know their stuff. They know what they're doing, with all due respect to the kind of people you were referencing. And I welcome their enthusiasm. I welcome their interest. I welcome their originality of their thinking. But the fact is, we have a responsibility to meet the needs of the American people in a retroactive way, so they're not at a total loss. They are at a loss because the president has ignored the virus. I wish he would spend time on the fact that if he had not ignored the virus, we wouldn't be in the position we're in, but we are. And let me say about that also, I hope that I'm pleased that these pharmaceutical companies are taking the responsible position to halt and hopefully then resume. Because we want the public to have confidence in whatever therapies or whatever vaccines come along, that they will take them.
Right.
And to people who say, well, I don't trust Trump on that, if we trust the Food and Drug Administration for what they are doing, the scientists there who've been working 24/7 for months and months and months, excellent science. The science should call the shot. And when they do, we should all trust it.
And let's hope they get more treatments. Let's hope they get a vaccine. And Madam Speaker,
Yes.
I certainly respect you, but I also respect Ro Khanna. I respect Andrew Yang. I respect members of the Democrats who are members of the problem solvers. They want a deal because so many people right now
Well,
are
the problem
suffering.
solvers, by the way, don't have any earned income tax credit or child tax credit in their proposal either. But let's not go
But it
into
doesn't-
that.
yeah,
You
we've
evidently
gone
do
through
not respect the chairman of the committees who wrote these bills.
I respect
and
all
I
of
wish
you.
you would respect the knowledge that goes into getting meeting the needs of the American people. But again, you've been on a jag defending the administration all this time with no knowledge of the difference between our two bills. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to say that to you in
All right,
person.
Madam Speaker,
virtually.
these are incredibly difficult times right now, and we'll leave it on that note. Thank you so much for joining
we'll
us.
leave it on the vote that you are not right on this, Wolf, and I hate to say that to you.
right.
But I feel confident about it, and I feel confident about my colleagues, and I feel confidence in my chairs.
It's not about me. It's about millions of Americans who can't put food on the table, who can't pay the rent,
And
who are
we
having
represent
trouble,
them.
who
And we
are
represent
trouble
them.
getting
And
by
we
on
represent
these
them.
long food
And we
lines that we're
represent
seeing.
them.
I know
We
you
know
are.
them.
I'm just
We
saying,
represent them, and we know them.
as we
We
say,
know them. We represent them.
don't let the
Yes.
perfect be the enemy of the good, as they say
It is
here in
nowhere
Washington.
near perfect.
Madam Speaker.
Always the case, but we're not even close to the good.
All right, let's see what happens, because every day is critically, critically important.
See, Nancy Pelosi is all about the shade, y'all. She know how to throw some shade, okay? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think she's a cutie, like with her hair done. You know how when older people get older and stuff, and they just look so cute. She does look cute. But look, I'm glad, with all my feelings aside about Wolf Blitzer, I'm glad that there was an actual journalist, an actual whatever you want to call it, host, that's going to question somebody that's seemingly on the same party as they are, because this is about the American people. I love when hosts do this. I don't like when hosts kiss ass to celebrities, and when there's obviously a controversial issue about them out there, they just tout it over because they're scared of losing that relationship with them. And this made Nancy Pelosi mad. It definitely was a hardball to her. She simply told Wolf Blitzer, with all due respect, and she said that like 2-3 times. She was like, I know you for a long time, but you don't know what you're talking about. Read the statements that my team has put out. And she even mentioned in a video that, do you feed the people in New York? Because Wolf Blitzer was like, this is about the American people. I see them every day outside. They're homeless. They have nothing to eat. And so, like, okay, maybe your accommodations towards the other party was to lower the bill a few times. But I mean, I don't think it takes billions upon billions of dollars to feed the American people. I know $1,200 a month, $1,200 as a stimulus thing is not even enough for me. And I guarantee people who are living in homes, people who have kids, people who have mortgages, who are getting $500 plus per child, I guarantee it's not enough money for them either. Even getting like $2,500 a month, that's basically a mortgage, and you have other accommodations that you need for your kids and yourself and your household. So I mean, Nancy Pelosi, she took a hard hit. She felt offensive towards that, but I do think she can try harder and try a little bit more and try to basically set aside her differences with how she feels towards President Trump and be cordial and think about the American people. But at the same time, I understand. I'm sure it's very hard to work with him. I'm sure his ulterior motive is to, be petty during the situation in regards to Trump. And I do understand where she's coming from, that, okay, well, she lowered it a few times more, and there's still not really some type of compromise. But you know what? Like, it's at the end of the day, it's about the American people. And I'm going to keep her word on that this stimulus check is going to be retroactive, meaning that the days that we have not seen the day of light of a second check where we were supposed to will be compounded for in the actual check that we hopefully get, I'm going to say, by next year, because it looks like neither party is in agreement to anything. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Deuces. Yeah.